Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to another episode of the Josh Holyfield Tuesday Night Podcast, where I'm hopefully able to provide you with some motivation, some information, and some inspiration so you can stay on track and reach your motherfucking goals. All right, so I'm going to talk about something that may hurt some feelings tonight, may not, I don't know. Like I said, the subject matter tonight and the way that I communicate may hurt your feelings. Frankly, I don't really care. But this is just a trigger warning, I guess, for you guys who are soft. I've got a guy who I follow pretty closely. He's an entrepreneur type, started in the gym industry. Now he does acquisitions of businesses, makes money that way. His name is Alex Hormozi. You may have heard of him. He's a pretty smart dude. And he put a tweet on his Instagram today that was very simple. It says, advice to 20-year-olds, do shit before you try to teach it. And that kind of set me on a path in my mind of all the different things that I wanted to spend time talking about. Because just a couple of days ago, I had gotten into a conversation with another coach who was probably like 140 pounds soaking wet, writing or recording TikTok videos on his page about what's optimal for muscle growth, what's not optimal for muscle growth, etc. So basically his conclusion was we shouldn't be doing deadlifts if we want to focus on muscle growth. And I look at that, a kid that size, that age, and the part that he doesn't fucking understand is that kid, deadlifts are probably what he needed most. But because he decided he wanted to go read from a fucking article or a post or an opinion somewhere and then regurgitate that information on the internet without applying any practical knowledge or experience to it, he's now become no better than a fucking parrot. And his argument was, the study says that this is what it is, so it doesn't matter if I've done it or not. That's just what it is, and that's the purpose of my content. I can stand by that. I think the point that I'm making here is, if you aren't speaking from a place of experience, you shouldn't be speaking, period. You should have your fucking ears open and listening to the wisdom of the people who've actually experienced and applied that knowledge. And so we're going to spend some time talking about this specific subject on the Iron Forge Thursday. But tonight I'm going to talk about something similar in alignment with that, which is why we do what we're doing as far as lifting weights in the gym, getting stronger, building muscle is concerned. And hopefully this podcast tonight can offer you some clarity on what my beliefs and my opinions are on this matter and help you to decide whether or not what I'm teaching is in alignment with what you believe and who you want to be. Now, this is just an opinion. You guys can disagree all you want. Quite frankly, I don't really care. This is the system of values that I stand behind. The very first thing, man, I just want to point out to you guys is bodybuilding is not a fucking sport. It's a pageant. Period. I absolutely agree that building bigger muscles, focusing on the aesthetics, does require physicality. You have to go through the pain, and there's a certain threshold of tolerance where most people, they can't do what it takes to actually be pro bodybuilders. But the second the metric for success is dictated by somebody's opinion, in my opinion, it's no longer a sport. A sport is something that you can measure. There's a hierarchy in place. It's black or white. It's this or that. And the second you put a layer of people's opinion, aka judging, over the top of it, it is now subject to bias. The reason why we as men operate in a hierarchical structure is because it removes the bias from authority. That's how we are as children, going all the way up until we become adults. Everything that a man or a boy does in terms of social order or construct or the way that they operate has a hierarchy. And that hierarchy is very clear and defined. There's no confusion, right? Basketball, you either win or you lose, and that's dictated by the number of baskets you scored against the other team, period. Football, same thing, touchdowns. Every sport, it's you did or you didn't. Any of these other sports where there's an opinion now can be politicized, bought, paid for, and bias is influenced. That's my first controversial opinion for you guys tonight. Bodybuilding is not a sport, it's a pageant. But I want to make it very clear. There's a reason why I don't do bodybuilding. I lift weights. I love being healthy. I love being big. I love being strong. I love being muscular. But the reason I love being muscular is because it's indicative of the fact that I'm strong, okay? And I think this is a societal thing. What has basically happened is we now live in a society that doesn't have any real threat. There's no like enemy tribe knocking at our door trying to kill us and steal our women and enslave our children, right? There's no threat. We're not on what, they would say the frontier of survival. And because we lack that threat, and we have gone from being a primal type of, we'll say, species to a species that more just spends most of their time indulging in pleasure, there's no reason for me to be strong. No reason for me to be muscular. No reason for me to be big, according to what society has placed upon us in terms of the threats. So what happens? Now it's become about aesthetics. People lift weights and they go to the gym for vanity. And they wear their cute little fucking outfits. And you got these girls pulling their shorts all the way up into their fucking birth canal. And you got dudes spending more time staring at themselves flexing in the fucking mirror with their pants at their ankles than they're actually spending lifting weights and fucking doing the things that they should be doing to build strength and muscle. You've got fucking 20-year-old kids out there running around with no practical experience or wisdom whatsoever, telling other people what's optimal for this muscle growth and how they should lift or train when they don't even know what it feels like to take a set to complete failure. And now we've got an entire industry of, we'll say, weightlifters who have put the cart before the horse. You're focused on the wrong thing, my brother. So I just want to take a second and remind you, why does a gym exist? The gym exists because the world that we live in is so fucking soft and weak that we have to find a place for us to manufacture hardship. We have to create a place for men and women to go to so that they can put themselves through the physical pain that's required to build muscle and challenge themselves. Because in the world we live in, that doesn't exist anywhere else. So we have to fake it by making weights and machines and all. And now it's become an entire industry that, because of the lack of threat and the fact that we're so soft, it has now become about the aesthetics. I did a video yesterday, I posted it up. Some people got their fucking feelings hurt. But I basically said, if you're running around with a fucking six-pack and you have no concept or idea of what it feels like to bring a set to true failure, and you weigh less than 200 pounds, you are still categorized as a fucking victim. As a man, period, okay? If you're less than 200 pounds and you can't put 225 pounds on the bench and fucking rep that thing for at least 30 or 40 reps, and then go over to the squat bar and put 315 on there and do the same thing, and then go do deadlifts with 405 for at least 20 reps, you have no fucking business talking about what's optimal bulking or shredding or what supplements you should be taking, or all the fucking bullshit that you guys want to fucking waste your time focusing on. None of it. You should not be talking about anything. The only thing you should be focused on up to that point is going to the gym. Very simple. And I'm going to break this fucking down for you. Because the audience that I'm speaking to right now is probably 90% of the country's population. Okay? If you can't do 225 for a set of 30, we'll say 30. You can't do 315 on squats for a set of 20, and you can't do 405 on deadlifts for a set of 20. You're less than 200 pounds, or you're greater than 30% body fat. You fall within this category. You have no business asking questions about what's optimal for muscle growth, whether you should be bulking or shredding, or whether you should be taking supplements. What you should be doing is very simple. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to break it down for you from the perspective of nutrition. This is the easiest, most simplest way for you to get your nutrition right. You cannot fuck this up. And if you follow this, you will see results. 1 gram per pound of body weight. If you're a fat ass, 1 gram per pound of your ideal body weight or your target body weight of protein. If I'm 185 pounds, I eat 185 grams. That's simple. I'm going for 200. If I'm 300 pounds and I want to weigh 220, then I eat 220 grams of protein. Okay, that's first. The protein that you are eating comes from meat, eggs, dairy. If you're a vegan, you don't belong on my podcast anyway. You are a pussy. Go away. I don't care about your feelings about, we've been eating animals since the dawn of time. You're a fucking pussy. Go away. Okay? Animal protein. However many grams of it. That's simple. That is your number one target. You will not fail that at all, ever. Don't fuck that up. Okay? As far as your water intake is concerned, 1/2 ounce per pound of body weight. Same thing applies. If I'm 180 pounds, I drink 90 ounces of water. For every 32 ounces of water, get yourself a pinch of Himalayan sea salt, that pink shit, put it in your water. That's going to give you the electrolytes that you need. If you want to be bougie, make sure you get your electrolytes. Go to a website like First Form and get their hydration sticks. Put one of those in every 30 ounces. That's simple. Okay? So your protein, your water. Those are the two non-negotiables. Okay? Healthy fats. Healthy fats come from nuts, olive oil, avocados, whatever. They're also going to be coming from the protein that you eat. So make sure that you pay attention to that. Okay? 1/2 gram per pound of ideal body weight or body weight, depending upon whether you're obese or not. Okay? For most men, your target on healthy fats is going to be between 85 and 95 grams. It's really not going to vary much. Okay? That's a stagnant, that number does not change. Your healthy fat target, just make it easy, 90 grams. There you go. Simple. For women, it's much lower. You need the fats. Fats are what's going to keep your joints lubricated. They're going to make sure your hormones are being properly produced. They're going to keep things moving. Okay? They're also what helps with your digestion. All right. Carbs is the one that everybody fucking can't stand. Okay? The way that I do it is very simple. If I'm gaining, I eat 1.5. 1.5 of carbs per. So if I'm 200 pounds and I'm trying to gain, I'm eating 300 grams of carbs a day. It's a lot of food. If I'm trying to lose, I do 1/2 gram. You can exist anywhere between that range, 1/2 gram to 1.5 grams per pound of body weight. This scale that we use is very simple. More carbs equals higher performance, but also equates to less fat loss. Less carbs means lower performance, but also equates to more fat loss. More carbs means more muscle built. The part that you guys don't realize is carbs are actually what make your muscles look big. I'm sure you've probably seen the Mike Metzler TikToks and reels floating around the internet that have been recently going viral. He says it on one of them. He says muscles are 73% water. What does that mean? Yes, we need protein to build muscle, 100%. What do you think is transporting the amino acids after they're being digested to the muscles? And what do you think is making those muscles look full and round and thick? It's the glycogen that's being stored inside of those muscles as energy. When you deplete yourself of carbs, you no longer store water in your muscles and you look flat. You look at a guy like me and you can see I'm beefy. This is water, okay? It's not just muscle, it's water. Think about your muscles as big sponges. If I have more carbs and I have ample hydration, then my muscles are going to look bigger, rounder, and fuller. If I deplete my carbs, I'm going to flatten out, okay? So if you're trying to lose weight, go somewhere between 1/2 gram and 1 gram of carbs per pound of body weight per day. If you're trying to gain, go somewhere between 1 and 1.5. It's that easy. That's it. What I just fucking explained to you is all you have to do. The carbs that you're eating are not fucking Hot Pockets and chips from the chip aisle and bullshit. The carbs that you're eating are rice, quinoa, fruits. You can get some of the carbs from the veggies, which have fiber. Potatoes, red potatoes, sweet potatoes. Healthy foods. Just get shit that comes out of the ground that doesn't have a bunch of fucking words you can't read on the nutrition facts label, and you can't go wrong. It's that simple. Seriously. One of the best things that you can do with the carbs is make sure that it's always accompanied by fiber when you eat it. What that's going to do is it's going to help slow the release of that insulin into your body when you consume the carbohydrates. It's going to even out so that you don't struggle with insulin sensitivity. It's going to help with cravings. Fiber plus carbs is always the case. Bro, the information that I just gave you is all you need to be successful with losing weight or getting big. And so if you're less than 200 pounds and you're trying to fucking get into the gym, I'm telling you right now, brother, I'm telling you right now, the number one exercise that you should be focusing on is lifting your fork. Eat. Most of you aren't seeing results in the gym because you lift like pussies, which we'll get to, okay? And the second reason is because you eat like a fucking bird. You're not going to get big unless you eat to the point of discomfort. I'm sorry to tell you. Bro, I walk around most of the time feeling bloated. I feel myself. I just had 3 big ass fucking chicken tacos. Easily 60 grams of protein in one sitting. And here in about an hour after this podcast, I'm going to go back into the kitchen. I'll probably have 1 or 2 more. Not because I'm hungry, but because I need the food to build. If you want to make gains, if you want to build muscle, you want to get stronger, that should be your focus, getting stronger. You need to eat. I'll send you an invoice for fucking however many $1,000 for your nutrition training class. This is the information that I just gave you over the last 10 minutes is the exact information that all these fucking idiots on the internet are charging people thousands of dollars for. Take what I just told you and apply it with an extreme degree of discipline, and you will start seeing results immediately. Everything that you do that isn't in alignment with the guidance that I just gave you is going to hinder the results that you see, period. So if you ask me, Josh, what about alcohol? What about this? I don't do whatabouts. What I do is, do you want the fucking result or not? If you can't fucking abstain yourself from whatever vice that you're whatabouting, then you don't want the outcome enough. Sorry to tell you. Call somebody else. Call somebody else who's going to fucking tell you what you want to hear and charge you for it so that you can get a lesser result. Okay? All right. Part 2. If you no longer want to be a weak fucking victim who can't bench press your own body weight, if you no longer want to be the fucking guy who runs out of breath playing with your kids or going up a flight of stairs, then listen up, because I'm going to give you a simple fucking routine to follow that anybody can follow, okay? This is it. This is all you have to do. This is it. If you follow this, you will fucking achieve the goal that you have of being strong, competent, capable, lean. Follow the nutrition. Follow this guideline, okay? Day 1. Push. Go to incline bench press with a bar. Put however much weight you need to go on there, you need to have on there to reach failure at or around 6 to 8 reps, okay? Now, obviously, you're going to spend time warming up and doing whatever you got to do before, but once you're ready, go to the bench press, the incline bench. 6 to 8 reps is the target. You should not be able to do 9 reps with whatever weight is on that bar. You should reach failure at somewhere between 6 to 8, okay? And what you do is you go under that bar and you reach failure at 6 to 8 reps. You do that 3 times, 2 minutes in between. I go under the bar, I reach failure, 7 reps. Okay, rack it, I wait 2 minutes. The next question I need to ask myself is, how much weight do I need to have on that bar so that I can reach failure between 6 and 8 reps? Is it what's on it right now, or is it less? If it's less, lower the weight, reach failure again. Wait 2 minutes. Do the same fucking thing. It's that simple, okay? Then, when you're done, go over to the dip machine and you do 3 sets of dips all the way down to failure until you can't do any more dips. Wait 2 minutes. Get up there again. Do as many as you can all the way to failure. Slow on the eccentric, meaning I go down slow and I explode up. 1, 2, as many as it takes. Dips. Done. Then do some type of fly. Cable fly, dumbbell fly, machine fly. It doesn't fucking matter. Do some type of fly. Okay? And then when you're done, go do a finisher with flat. Whether it be a machine, Smith machine, a machine bench, or you could even do barbell if you want to, or dumbbells, and do 3 sets of 6 to 8 to failure. Again, that's it. 4 exercises, 3 sets each, all to failure, you're done. It should take you 40 minutes, tops, okay? That's your push day. Pull day, all right? Very first thing, pull-ups, 3 sets to failure. If you can do greater than 15, do them weighted. Most of you can't even do 1. If you can't do 1, you do negatives, okay? Meaning I start in the upper position and I let myself down as slowly as possible. After I'm done with pull-ups, I'm going to go over and I'm going to do some sort of chest-supported row. Could be a dumbbell, barbell. I like the hammer strength chest-supported row machine. Really nice. There needs to be some type of pad here so that your dumbass can't fucking yank it like you all do because you've got a fucking ego. Put your chest on the pad. Put the appropriate amount of weight on there to reach failure between, you guessed it, 6 to 8 reps. Boom. Next thing you do is you go over after you're done with your chest-supported rows, and you go and you do the barbell bicep curl. If your wrists hurt when you do the barbell, I'm sorry. You can make a decision. You can either suck it up and do it anyway, or you can get an S-bar and go wide and use the S-bar, okay? 3 sets, 6 to 8 to failure. So we've done pull-ups, we've done chest-supported rows, we've done bicep curls. Then you can finish it out with some type of cable row, dumbbell row, barbell row, so an upright pulling row. So we started here, we did here, and now we're going to do here. What that does is it's going to hit every part of the back. It's that simple, okay? We did our chest, we did our triceps, we did our back, we did our biceps. Now we're going to do our legs. Leg days, easy. Leg extensions, 3 sets, 8 to 10 reps. Start with your leg extensions, okay? That's simple. You're going to failure on the machine. If you don't have a leg extension machine, you're working out at home, do lunges, single leg, or Bulgarian split squats. The goal here is to destroy your quads. Why? Because most of you fucking pussies, when we move on to the next exercise, which is barbell back squat, think for some reason that you need to have 100 pounds more on the bar than you need to, and then you end up going halfway down through the rep because you're scared and your fucking back hurts and every goddamn fucking excuse in the book. So after you're done with your leg extensions and the next exercise is your barbell squat, you're going to put on the amount of weight that's going to help you to that's going to allow you to reach failure at 6 to 8 reps. But the rep that you're doing is full depth. You are not doing leg press. Leg press is not helping you. There's a reason why you guys like doing leg press instead of squats. It's not because your back hurts. It's because you're a pussy. Leg press is easier, so you choose to do the leg press because you're afraid to put the weight on the fucking bar and handle your shit. How do I know? Because I used to be the fucking guy who said, my back. Get a belt, grab your fucking nuts, put a couple plates on the motherfucker, and squat. 3 sets, 6 to 8 reps, 2 minutes of rest in between. So we did our quads, pre-exhaust so that we could do our squats, so that you could check your ego before you go over there and do those. Next, you're going to do your hamstrings. The exercise that you're going to use to do your hamstrings is RDL, or straight leg deadlift, whatever you want to call it, okay? It's that simple. Again, you should probably have 2 plates, 3 plates on there, 3 sets, 6 to 8 reps. There you go. So we did our quads, we did our squats, we did our hamstrings. Now you need to do some form of calf raise. You guessed it, 3 sets, 6 to 8 reps. And then you can finish with a finisher. I like to do walking lunges to the point where I can no longer walk or I look like Bambi. I'll grab like 50 or 60 pound dumbbells and I'll walk across the gym for 10 steps and I'll do 4 or 5 rounds of it just because I hate myself and I'm a masochist. That's my way of torturing myself for all the years that I did skip leg day like most of you pussies do. Okay? All right. Day 4, back to push. There you go. Day 5, pull. Day 6, legs. Day 7, push, pull, legs. Take rest days in between. You don't need to exercise your shoulders directly. You're getting that on push day. You're getting it on pull day. Your rear delts are being engaged when you do your upright rows, chest-supported rows, your traps when you're doing your chest-supported rows. Your front delts and your side delts are being engaged when you do your incline bench. You don't need to do shoulders. You don't need to do arms. We're hitting those on the push and pull days. Push, pull, legs. Push, pull, legs. If you do what I just told you to do for 6 fucking months, without all the excuses that you've been feeding yourself for however fucking long for why you're not seeing the results, why it doesn't work for you, why you're not motivated, why you don't have time, why you have blah, 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 and you shut the fuck up and you do it for 6 months, 40 minutes in the gym, you eat the way I just told you, and you add some form of cardio every day for at least 20 minutes, you will literally be unrecognizable. Like, you'll be unrecognizable. Whether you're overweight, you'll fucking lose all of it. It'll all be gone. If you want to gain weight and you're still under 200 pounds, by the time you're done, you will no longer be under 200 pounds. You will gain weight. You will build the muscle. And if you don't gain weight, it's because you're not eating enough. When I say failure, what I mean is you cannot perform another rep after that one. And if you have a spotter, it's you tried that rep anyway and were not able to perform it. That is failure, okay? Then we can get into what we call forced reps, which is I've reached failure. Now I have my spotter helping me with the reps, which if you want to do those, you can. But all you have to do is just reach failure. You can no longer perform any repetitions for that set. Most of you don't reach that far because you're scared. I can't tell you how many times I've heard people say, well, I don't want to do that because I'm doing bench press. So you should be scared. You should be uncertain. What's the point of doing something if you know that you're going to succeed every time you do it? This is why I can't stand fucking people who'd brag about something that they did as far as a weight was concerned and said it was easy. If it was so easy, why are you continuing to do it? You should be challenged every moment you're in there. One of the biggest problems that I see in commercial gyms when I go there is people spend more time working out their fucking thumbs than they do working out themselves, taking up equipment, dilly-dallying, finger-fucking themselves on every fucking machine in the entire place. And then those same people that spent the entire hour that they're there like this, in between sets, and their rest periods are fucking 5 minutes, are the same ones who are sitting in the locker room with their shirts off, flexing in the fucking mirror after they work out. I am a guy who literally makes a living by posting workout videos and talking about exercise and fitness on the internet. And I cannot fucking stand the tripod nerds. Get your fucking tripod out of my way while I'm lifting. Move. What are you doing? This is not a television show. We are here to create an environment that sucks. Because the life that we live is so fucking easy and mediocre and monotonous that there's no other way for us to create the pain and discomfort that's necessary for us to grow physically and mentally that we have to come here. And now you fucking assholes want to turn that into a source of entertainment. Get the fuck out of my way. That's my opinion of the tripod nerds. And I record myself working out. But when I do it, it doesn't detract from my workout, and it doesn't detract from anybody else's fucking workout. And you better fucking believe that if I have to choose between getting a good shot and making my rest timer, I'm making my rest timer. Stop giving half-ass effort and expecting the full result. And if you haven't done it before, shut the fuck up. Like, it's that simple. If you have not done that before, shut up. I don't care what book you read. What I want is somebody who's proven that they're able to apply the knowledge that they learned. This is what qualifies a coach. The piece of fucking paper, the certification, the fucking bullshit that they put in their little fucking bio on that says that they're a personal trainer does not qualify them. Do you know what qualifies them? I'll tell you what qualifies them. The fact that they have lost 100 pounds. The fact that they know what it feels like to live in a world where they hate themselves so much that they don't even see the point in bothering and finding and mustering the fucking energy and purpose to still pull their fat fucking sloppy ass off of the couch and go to a place that they're not comfortable being, full of a bunch of arrogant pricks who focus on vanity with their tripods and continue to try to lose the fucking weight. Do you know how fucking hard that is? Do you know how hard it is to wake up every single day and see the person looking back at you and feel ashamed? So much, in fact, that you would rather not even be alive and fight yourself through that depth of fucking darkness and depression for as long as it takes to see results and lose that much weight. That's who I want to fucking learn from if I'm trying to lose weight. I don't want to learn from the fucking 22-year-old guy who's talking about fat loss because he read it in a fucking biology book that his professor fucking gave him. Okay, those are two different things. Do you know what qualifies me to be a fucking coach for men? Because I know what it feels like to wake up in the morning and ask yourself, what's the point? I know what it feels like to have your fucking heart ripped out and stomped on by a woman. I know what it feels like to lose your family, to lose your fucking job, to lose your finances, to lose your whole world. I know what all that feels like. I know what it feels like to fucking be so embarrassed that you were so incompetent that you couldn't even fucking kill yourself the right way. I know what that feels like. I know what it feels like to fucking spend most of your childhood being picked on because you were always a small guy. Being called weird because you're neurotic and a little bit eccentric in the way that you think about things. Not even considered as an option by women because you were such a fucking geek. I know what that feels like. These are all the things that qualify me to fucking provide you guys with the advice that I provide you. I know what it takes to go from 150 pounds soaking wet to 250 pounds of fucking steel and sex appeal. Why? Because I fucking did it. And I also know what it feels like to fucking go from 240 pounds of fucking straight sloppy fuck all the way down to 200 pounds of slightly not victim weight. I lost it all. I've been fat. I've been skinny. I've done it. I've done all of it. Those are the people that you want to take advice from. The people that actually did it. Stop listening to the bullshit. Stop buying into the lies. Stop feeding into the snake oil. Because all of these fucking people out there, all they want is to take advantage of you for your fucking money, tell you what you want to hear, sell you snake oil, and turn you into a fucking customer. And that's not just the incompetent personal trainers and online coaches that you see that you could fucking throw a rock and hit 10 of them on Instagram. That's the food industry, the pharmaceutical industry, the medical industry. Everything, everywhere, no matter where you go, they're trying to turn you into a fucking customer that's reliant upon what they have to offer. The media, the list goes on. You need to fucking step out of your comfort zone and realize that you can't be a fucking victim. And I jokingly say if you're less than 200 pounds, you're a victim because you're not fucking even big enough to defend yourself as a man, even if you wanted to. But the truth is, that's just step one. You need to get physically healthy, where you're not reliant upon the medical industry, food, the drugs, and all the bullshit that people are shoving down your throats. And when you get physically where you need to be, you realize that your confidence comes from competence. You're more capable. You're strong. And that's where your confidence comes from. The people that aren't competent, who walk around with confidence, that's arrogance. Quote that. The difference between confidence and arrogance is competence. Then once you become competent, strong, physically capable, fit, then you realize you no longer have to be subject to their rules and their bullshit. But that's just step one. As a man, your job is to protect and provide. Do you know how to handle a firearm? Yes or no? Do you know how to cook? Do you know how to hunt? Do you know how to grow food? These are all the things that you should be able to do. These are all skills that are being lost generation after generation because our fucking society is becoming weaker and weaker. And eventually there's going to come a point where we have no choice but to walk around and be victims because we're not self-sufficient and we have no choice. This is the part that you guys don't understand. Why I push this message so hard and why I stand from this place is because the second that I as a man am unable to be competent in protecting or providing for myself and the ones I love holistically from every perspective and point of view, then I now have to rely upon someone else or something else, in most cases the government, to provide that. And so listen here, and if I rely upon the government to provide that, then I am no longer free. Because the second that they want me to do something that I don't want to do, they can now take away the thing that I need. Do you understand? This is why it's so important. You guys sit here and you think that I'm talking about handling a gun and like this is this ego thing. It's not. It's if I'm fully capable of being self-sufficient and operating independently of any other man, food, shelter, protection, provision, the list goes on, then I can say fuck you to anyone because I don't need them. I don't need the government. This is exactly why most of you, and it's interesting to me that nobody got the wake-up call during COVID. Nearly 80% of the people that I spoke to about the masks and all the bullshit that people were going through knew it was bullshit, but they chose to fucking comply anyway because they're afraid to lose their job or they're afraid to lose their ability to pay their bills or provide for their family. You are no longer free at that point. The freedom that you have is a fucking illusion because the second they say we're going to take this away or unless you comply, that's not freedom. The freedom in the United States of America is fake because it's under a fucking condition. You're free as long as you do this, pay these taxes, abide by these rules, and do this and this. And the second you choose not to fall in line with what we say, you lose that freedom. That's not freedom. So you need to focus on getting yourself healthy, eating right, becoming physically strong. That's the start. Because I can't do any of the other shit if I'm a fat, lazy slob. Period. The very first fucking prerequisite, entry-level requirement for becoming a man is being physically strong and capable. Period. Okay? If you're not physically strong and capable as a man, then you are failing. Period. Why? Because I then need to take that baseline skill of strength and competence and be able to apply it to my ability to protect and provide. Be able to provide security for my family. I can physically defend them. I can handle a firearm. I'm fit. I'm capable. I'm competent. I can grow food. I can raise cattle or whatever animals. I can hunt. I can do all those things. I can build structures and shelter. Like all these basic things that men at one point in time, that was the basics. All men were capable of doing those things. Now, barely any are. And so if you want to control a society, you first have to control its men. There's a reason why you're being told that masculinity is toxic and why there is a constant assault on men, why we are being oppressed, why we are being told that our natural proclivity to want to protect and be strong and competent and capable and lead and step into those positions is being suppressed. We're shamed for it. Why? Because now when we have weak men, the women fall in line. Then the women eventually take over, and now we have a society that's strictly based around how people fucking feel. And that's where we are now. All the rules and things that govern our society in terms of sociology is concerned, it's all dictated upon how people feel. When at one point in time, part of the measure of being a good man was my ability to do things despite how I feel. In fact, I would make the argument today that part of the success that I've created with all of my businesses can be attributed to the fact that I was willing to do that despite how I feel. That was what gave me the success. And now we live in an entire society full of people who do things because of what they feel or don't feel or want or don't want. We are not free because we are not competent. And so if you're overweight, if you're out of shape, if you don't have motivation, if you struggle with discipline, if your excuse is this or that or the other, you just might as well come forth and admit the fact that you're okay giving up your man card. Because at the end of the day, when it comes time for somebody to say, you will do this, and you don't want to, and then they're going to say, fine, then if you don't do this, I'm taking this. If you can't say fuck you, then you might as well just get in line with all the simps, the betas, and the bitches. It's interesting I wore this shirt tonight. It was unintentional. Liberty or death. That's what our fucking country used to be built on. Now everything comes with a fucking condition. We got a bunch of fucking victims walking around talking about they can't fucking lose weight because they can't eat that much protein. Meanwhile, they're fucking figuring out new and unique ways to fucking put honey cakes inside of the air fryer and turn them sideways and fucking stick them in their assholes. Fucking society full of pussies, dude. It frustrates me just getting on here talking about this. I was having a conversation with a fucking 22-year-old kid in the gym yesterday. He's 5'9", 22 years old, 275 fucking pounds. He's sitting in the sauna after his workout with a big, huge fucking smoothie from the smoothie shop, drinking the smoothie, talking about it's hard for him to lose weight because he's got slow metabolism. Motherfucker, that's not slow metabolism, okay? It's complete and utter lack of self-control, period. Weak. Most people are fucking weak. And there's going to come a point in time where it may not be during your lifetime, but definitely during our children's lifetime, where the men are going to be expected to fucking stand up, or the motherfuckers in this country are going to be speaking another language. I promise you that. Because we got a lot of countries that are looking at us all over the world, laughing. Well, we got a guy who can't even fucking complete a sentence representing our country as the president. And a bunch of fucking people who don't even know a fucking bathroom to use making the decisions on what's happening with our fucking kids and our courts. Taking your freedoms and shoving their fucking narrative down your throat. And not a single fucking person here listening to it is doing shit about it. Anyway, I'm going to get off my soapbox. I'm pissed off. I hope this was useful, motivational, inspired you in some way. But I can tell you right now, if you don't fall within the list of motherfuckers who can say fuck you to anybody they want, you're not doing it. You're not doing it right. I'll see you guys Thursday for the Iron Forge coaching. God bless.